Okay, welcome back you guys again. Okay, welcome. Good morning to everyone. Okay, so last classes I have explained about what happens when you connect the registers in a series, right? So four important points you need to understand. You need to remember that when you connect the registers in a series, current remains same throughout the circuit, throughout the registers. Okay, so voltage get distributed, current remains same means what here? Current, just to ignore these points, don't look at into that at now, now. So current remains same means what here? I is equal to I1 plus, sorry, I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3. This was our statement. When you say current remains same means from toward the circuit, all the resistors, the current will be same. The second point is what here? Voltage get distributed. Voltage get distributed. So how will calculate the total voltage here? By adding the individual voltage there, V1 plus V2 plus V3. For these two conditions, you are going to apply a Ohm's law to find a RS is equal to what? R1 plus R2 plus R3. Total resistance is equal to sum of the individual resistance. This is what we learned in our previous class, isn't it? Yeah, I hope I have convinced you guys very clearly. We studied that in a very deep manner also. I had given some application examples also. Okay, so as I told you, next class that I'm going to explain you connections, resistors connected in a parallel. So let me draw a diagram. Let me draw a diagram which are connected resistors in series. Okay, as we know that one, first we are going to connect the battery. Make sure that one is a bigger line means another should be a small, because one end positive and another is a negative. So here it is a plug key, and here I am going to connect ammeter, plus, minus, minus, plus, and now I am going to connect the resistors in parallel. I am going to connect the resistors in parallel. Is it correct, children? What I connected them in a parallel? This is how you can draw a diagram of connecting resistors in a parallel. This is how you can draw a diagram of connecting resistors in a parallel. As I told you, here it is a plug key, here it is a battery, here it is an ammeter, and these are the resistors. Resistors are here. How many I have taken here? 3. R1, R2, R3. You can keep 2 and you can draw also. You can keep only 2 to show series and parallel. You can connect 2, no? Enough that one. So, sorry. This is the battery and this is the key and this is the ammeter and here is the voltmeter and this is the direction of a current. Make sure that you are going to show the direction of a current there. Don't forget. Clear? So, this is how the circuit diagram here. Understood? So, next here, what are the things happens here when you connect the resistors in a parallel? Okay, so here, for example, guys, think that one pipe is there. Think that one pipe is there. Water is flowing in this pipe. Water is flowing in this pipe. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to connect another 2 pipes for the same pipe here. I'm going to connect another 2 pipes for the same pipe. Tell me whether water goes for both the pipes or only one pipe or none of them. Are you understood my example here? I'm just trying to give you an application example before I explain the concept of this parallel connection of a resistors. What is the example I'm going to give here? I just taken one pipe here. Okay, I'm just giving you example as a one pipe, and in that pipe water is flowing. For that pipe, I'm going to connect 2 pipes there. Tell me what happens. The water is flowing for both the pipes, or they are going to flow for only this or none of them. What will be the option there? Obviously, the water will flow through both the pipes here, isn't it? Water will go through both the pipes. How they are connected? They are connected parallel here. It means here one below the other, no? cannot say ma'am pipe nu henge parallel connect madidira neevu anta angela kelak hogbidi. So one after the other they are coming, they are connecting end to end, isn't it? So the same concept it is applicable for current also. The same concept it is applicable for current also. When the current is flowing here, when the current is flowing, if you are connecting another two wires to this current, this single wire, then obviously the current is going to distribute. Obviously the current is going to distribute. Have you understood my words here? Yes guys. For example, at our home also, if I take one example as at our home also, one wire, I mean switchboard will be there. Okay, switchboard will be there. We'll get a one GAN box or something like so many switches it is having, that you can connect so many buttons there. What is that? So many wires there, right? So what we'll get here, only from one wire you are taking current, you are dragging your I mean grasping current through the wire from the switchboard, and once it comes to the till the GAN box, what it is happening? From there you are connecting your mobile, your TV, your fan, this, that and all, right? So from all the instruments you are going to supply current there. It means what here? See, one wire is there, okay, current is, think that here 5 ampere of current is flowing in this wire means, okay, so again for this same wire you are going to connect two wires. We're going to connect two wires. What happens when you are connecting these two wires for these two? It might what happens here? It might what happens here? Yes, there it is going to distribute here. It might be here 2 ampere, here 3 ampere, or else here 3 ampere, here according to the resistance they are connected there into next. That will explain you. Next concept will be there, how the, I mean how much current is taken from the initial stage. That will come later. So here it is going to distribute here, isn't it? Here also the same thing, guys. Here also the same thing. So come to the our 4 important points here. So resistors in series, I have explained this one in last class. Okay, now we are going to study about the resistors in parallel. Okay, when you connect the resistors in parallel, resistors are connected end to end. Resistors are connected end to end, from here to this end, from here to end, here also end, here also this is end. This is end of this resistor, this is end of this resistor. So resistors are connected end to end, not one after the other. Okay, so voltage remains constant. Here what happens, guys? When they are connected end to end, when they are connected parallel, voltage remains constant throughout the resistors. Voltage remains constant throughout the resistors. Okay, I will ask you, you may ask me a question, ma'am, why you always kept this voltage connecting them ends of the resistor here? Because to calculate the resistance, to calculate the voltage of the circuit, you have to connect them the ends of the resistors only. Okay, so that in the every diagram you have to connect them, you have to connect this voltage ends of the resistors only. Okay, so here if the voltage remains constant in series connection, voltage gets distributed. Here voltage remains constant. So how we will write that one? V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, right? So here current gets distributed across the resistors. Current gets distributed across the resistors. Okay, current is going to distribute, as I explained here. Current is going to distribute it from here. The current is starting to flow here. Once it comes to this point, it is going to distribute here. These are the again 3 wires are connected to the resistors. Once it comes here, if it is a 5 ampere current or 10 ampere current is flowing throughout this circuit, means once it reaches here, it is going to distribute according to the resistance which is connected here and it is connected to the wire. That will learn in the next concept. Don't worry about that. So just try to understand, when it comes to parallel connection, you are going to connect the another 3 more wires here. Obviously that the current is going to distribute here. So how we will write that one? I is equal to, current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Total current how we will do? I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so next is total resistance. How we will find the total resistance? That is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. When it is in a series combination, how you used to do? Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Just you need to add them. But here you are going to take a reciprocal of them because it is a parallel connection. Don't get confused while writing them. See, they are coming like this. You can take resistors are connected like this, then 1 by Rp. Resistors are connected one after the other, then that is just Rs. Understood? So again, how you get this formula 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3? That will by applying the Ohm's law, isn't it? By applying Ohm's law, you will get this one. So let us see how it happens. Okay. So we all know that one. What is the Ohm's law here? V is equal to IR or V is equal to R into I. So that I am going to write in the form of I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. So applying Ohm's law for all the resistors. Okay. So what we get, I1 is equal to V by R1 because V is a constant here. Okay. So only this will be getting distributed. So I2 is equal to V by R2. I3 is equal to V by R3. As we know that one, I is equal to what here? V by R. I is equal to what here? V by I. By comparing these two, what we'll get here? V by R is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Right? So we take common from both sides, guys. So what will be the remaining here? 1 by R is equal to, again you are going to take V common here. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, so 1 by R3. So this we get cancels. So here 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this 1 by R1 you can write in the form of, this you are connected in a parallel, no? So you are going to write this one as a 1 by Rp. The total resistance which are connected in a parallel, how we will do that one? By adding the 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Right? So next is, this is about the resistors in parallel. Okay. So here one more point I just want to explain you guys, that is when you are connecting them resistors in a parallel, in the exam what the children does here, they will ask you to find find Rp. They will ask you find Rp. Okay. So what you will do, you will just write the answer of 1 by Rp, like 1 by 12. Okay. This is totally wrong. They are asking Rp, not 1 by Rp. So you just keep it in your mind. Make sure that you are going to take a reciprocal of that. So Rp is what here? Rp is what here? 12, no? Not 1 by Rp. 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 12. Not 1 by 12 is the Rp value. Just we need to know what is Rp here. Okay. When a numerical problems, while doing a numerical problems, definitely, or verbal problems also, definitely they will ask you this one. If after adding R1, R2, R2, R3, you guys make sure that you are going to just take the reciprocal of that and you are writing the answer. It means here, whatever the things you are getting in a denominator, no, that is Rp there. Okay. So this is about the connection of resistors in parallel and series. Connection of resistors in parallel and series. Okay. So next concept is here heating effect. Some problems are there that also will do. Okay. Heating effect of electric current. Heating effect of electric current. Okay. Yeah. let us see what is that heating effect of electric current here. I hope it is clear, guys. Heating effect means, as I do here, first I'll give you some application example only. Okay. So, heating effect of electric current. Okay. That's a very interesting. Okay. Everyone just focus here. Okay. Okay. See, how many of you observed, okay, how many of you observed when you are kept charging for mobile, laptop, okay, and other things, okay, how many of you observed that after some time they get heated? After some time they get heated. Okay, for example, if you have two mobiles, okay, so what you need to do here, you just check one mobile you have to keep for a charging 5 minutes, another mobile you are going to keep for that one 10 minutes, 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Okay, so when you keep that charger for a 5 minutes, when you keep that another mobile for a 10 minutes, tell me which one you feel when you touch them, which one you feel a heat when you touch them. Which one we feel a more heat when you touch them? Whether which you kept for a 5 minutes or kept for 10 minutes. Are you understood, guys? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point here? When you keep two mobiles for a charging, one you kept for a 5 minutes, another you kept for a 10 minutes. Okay, so go and touch both the mobiles with your both hands and observe that one which you are feeling that it is getting more heat. Obviously, which you kept for a 10 minutes, isn't it? Obviously, which you kept for a 10 minutes. It means here resistance. It means here today you are going to learn how resistance generate heat. It means here how resistance generate heat. This is because of due to continuous collision, okay, and because of keep hitting the electrons so hard, keep hitting the electrons so hard, it's because how much friction generating. It's because how much friction generating. How much friction generating. Okay. So, as we got to know that one, when you keep the charging for a mobile for a 5 or 10 minutes or laptop also, which you kept for a more time, that will get more heated up compared to the lower time. Isn't it? How it happens here? How it happens here? It means here resistors generate heat. It means here resistors generate heat. Isn't it? How it actually happens here? For example here, as we all know that one. Okay. So as we all know here, voltage means what here? The moving of electrons here. Here, some electrons are moving here. Okay. So they are moving here, and one point here, there will be our resistor. And one point here, there will be our resistance. Okay. So here you have to remember a circuit diagram here. You have to remember a circuit diagram. After ampere, I used to connect the resistors. As I told you in the last class also, I'm going to explain why I'm going to connect this voltmeter, the ends of the resistor. This is because here. Okay, so here, what happens when the charges are moving? Okay, when the charges are moving towards the resistors in the circuit, their resistors will be there. Okay, so they will start to stop the charges there. They will start to stop the charges. Once they start to stop the charges, okay, once they start to stop the charges, what happens here? The millions of electrons, they are going to attack each other. They are going to attack each other. It means here, due to continuous collision, it means here, due to continuous collision, they are going to hitting each other very hardly. The electrons are going to hitting each other very hardly. This hitting of electrons causes here heat. This hitting of electrons causes here heat here. So how much friction, you can observe that one, how much friction it is happening here when they are hitting each other very hardly. Millions of electrons are moving there. Millions of electrons are moving there, and the same amount of electrons are coming from the resistor, and they are hitting each other. Frictions happens there. They are getting each other. Collisions happens. So at that time, heat generates. This is how resistors generate heat here. This is how resistors generate heat. Understood, guys? Have you understood this point here? It means here, when electrons are flowing, okay, when the electrons are flowing, the resistors are connected in a circuit, as we already know that one. In the resistance also, electrons are coming out. Okay, so when the electrons are flowing from the battery, the electrons are coming out from the resistance also. They are going to, the millions of electrons are going, they are going to hit each other. Okay, they are going to hit each other very hardly, and due to continuous collision, continuously they are flowing, no? Due to continuous collision, and they are hitting very hardly, then you can, by this, they can feel the heat. By this, they can feel the heat. This is how the resistance heating effect of electric current means here. This is how the resistance generate heat. Clear? One more example I will give you. Here, take your two hands. Okay, just once you clasp. Okay, you don't feel any heat. Another time, no heat. Another time, no heat. Okay, so if you are keep on hitting your hands like this, it means here millions of electrons are hitting each other. Okay, that hitting, that continuous collision happens here, heat. You can feel the heat when you rub also your hand. Okay, if you do like this, you don't feel any heat here. If you do more, for a more time, then you can feel the heat here. This is how resistance generates the heat. This is how the heat you can see in your mobile also. When you connect them for a charging, if you connect them for a 5 minutes, no, there will be a less collision. Okay, there will be a less friction, so you can feel the less heat. If you keep for more time, then you can feel the more, because of a more attacking of electrons there. Are you followed this? Are you understood this point? So this is how happens here. Okay. So here it means here, this is how electrons current causes heating effect. Okay. That is because of due to resistance. Due to resistance. Okay. Due to resistance. In the textbook, directly they are given the formula. Okay, so what is that formula here? H is equal to VIT. What is the formula here? H is equal to VIT, and another one is H is equal to I square RT. Okay, two formulas are given here. Let me explain you how you will get that one. What is the formula they are given here? H is equal to, here these formulas are very important for your numerical problems. H is equal to VRT, yeah. H is equal to VIT. Yeah, VIT. Another one is H is equal to I square RT. Another one is H is equal to I square RT. These are the formulas that is given in your textbook. Let me explain you how this get. Okay? Let me explain you. Here, heat is directly proportional to resistance. Heat is directly proportional to resistance. Why I am saying this one here? In the circuit diagram, if there is a more resistance, more collision of if there is a resistance more, heat also increases. Yeah. Heat effect of directly proportional to resistance. Okay. If in the circuit resistance is more heat, guys. Isn't it? If a resistance is more, means there will be a more of a attacking the another electrons here. There will be more frictions happen. There will be more collision. Then you can see the more heat there. It means here heat is directly proportional to R. The second one is here. Heat is directly proportional to T. Heat is directly proportional to T. Why? Because it is directly proportional to T here. As I told you while giving the application example, if you are keeping for more time charging, then you feel the more heat. If you are keeping less time charging, then you feel the less heat. More time, more heat. Less time, less heat. Okay. The third point is here, heating effect is directly proportional to I. That is I square. It is given I square. It means here current is double of the current. It is proven. It is proven that one current is always double of the heat there. Okay. So I am taken it as the I square. It is there in your textbook also. Clear. So here heating effect. Heating effect is directly proportional to I square. Okay. You may ask me, ma'am, why you taken it as the I square? It is proven that one current is double of the heat in the circuit. Okay. So here if more current, more heat, less current, less heat, more time, more heat, less time, less heat, more resistance, more heat, less time, less resistance, less heat. It means here more current is flowing, more frictions happens, more collision happens, you can feel the more heat there. Isn't it? It means here heating effect is directly proportional to what here? Heating effect is directly proportional to R, T and I square. So you can write this one, H is equal to I square R, T. This is one important formula here. Okay. By using this one, we can use in the numerical problems, and let us find out multiple variation which can use in the numericals. Okay. So multiple variations also we can do by using this formula to use in the numerical problems. How? Let us see. So H is equal to I square RT, one more, and another one I can write here. I square, can I write I into I, guys? Can I write I into I and RT? This I is IR. What is this? H is equal to I. Or what is our Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. No. So in the place of, instead of writing IR, I'm going to take V T. This is also another important formula. Okay. Multiple variation, you can use this one. Another one you can do here. What is that? H is equal to, yeah, H is equal to, in the place of I square, I is equal to what, guys? I is equal to what? V by R. No. If you take multiple variation of this one, H is equal to V by R, you will get. No, here we are having I square. So what you need to write here? V square by R square into R T. H is equal to V square by I square R T. Right? Sorry, not R square, R square. Okay? R get cancelled. So H is equal to V square by R T. This is another formula. Multiple variations you can take from these two. This formula, that is heating effect is directly proportional to resistance, time and current. Okay. These are the multiple variations we can do here. Okay, why I am taking multiple variations here while doing a numerical problem? It is very helpful. Okay, so many times it is asked in the exams, isn't it? I hope this concept also clear here. Okay, the numerical problems, whatever the remaining things is there, we'll do in the next class. Clear, guys? Okay, this is how heating effect happens because of the due to resistance here. Okay, yeah, thank you.